Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name's Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching. We're coming to you from Interop, New York, 2010. On our program is Babak Pasdar, who is the president and CEO of BatBlue. Babak, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
So tell me a little bit about your company, please.
BatBlue is a provider of networking security solutions with an emphasis on providing high-performance IP services and high-performance in-the-cloud security services.
So nowadays, cloud is becoming such a big part of our market and it's such a hot buzzword. Have you seen business pick up as a result?
We're having a lot of conversations, and some organizations are making the transition to in-the-cloud security services because it just makes business sense and economic sense. So absolutely.
So why would it make business sense to put security in the cloud?
Well, there are cost considerations and there are considerations with regard to enhanced security. One of the biggest challenges we have is taking security, the way we have it now, the legacy approach to security, and just moving it over to the cloud doesn't make sense. Security right now is expensive, is resource intensive, and it's ultimately ineffective. And one of the things we've done is we've taken a whole new approach to security, focusing on applications, focusing on application awareness, identification, and then threat management and malware protection, data leakage prevention, and privacy features around that. And that significantly enhances security. It reduces the burden of the IT organization in that when they do threat management right now, their focus is on alerting because their standard tools right now are so ineffective. When you alert, you have to focus on doing forensics. When you do forensics, you learn after the fact that you've been breached or your tools are ineffective. Again, both of those are after the fact. So our approach is a real-time, effective security solution that operates in the cloud so you can have a single unified interface for running security for all of your organizational sites.
So if you're in the cloud, the concept, of course, is now you're not in the organization. The question becomes, do you set yourself up at your service as a barrier of information getting in? In other words, are you in between the, kind of like a firewall, sitting between the information coming in and what the end user is doing? So if I was to go to a site, do you protect the company by somehow monitoring the site that they go to?
We virtually sit in between the user community, be they at the headquarters, at a branch office, at home, or in a hotel.
Do they have to run software on their computer?
They don't have to run any software, but we do build a private connection, a VPN connection between either the site or the user and BatBlue.
Okay.
Now, one of the challenges that a lot of organizations are feeling by going over to the cloud is, hey, you're taking something that was 3 to 5 milliseconds away historically, and you're moving it into the cloud. That's why we built BlueNet. BlueNet is our own IP network that is nationwide and in 2011 is going to be worldwide. And BlueNet was designed from the ground up as a cloud enabler. So historically, when it took 40 or 50 milliseconds to get somewhere, with BlueNet, you can remove the penalty of operating in the cloud by getting there significantly faster, 4 to 10 times faster.
And you recently expanded into 56 Marietta in Atlanta, right?
That's right. We have facilities all over the country right now. So we have a very strong presence in New York, in Atlanta, Chicago, Los Angeles, Seattle, and we're looking at turning up Las Vegas.
Wow. Okay, so that's good coverage.
It's very good coverage in the United States, and we want to move beyond into the European and Asia Pacific region as well.
Okay. Good for you. So, so speed is not necessarily an issue anymore, right? Because VPNs, generally, because there's encryption and tunneling and those sorts of things, it does slow things down a little bit.
No.
Okay.
We are completely transparent.
Okay.
We are completely transparent to the user. They won't notice a thing. What they will notice is better security, and what the organization will notice is a huge reduction of burden on the IT staff and significantly enhanced security, performance, and economy.
So in terms of paying for this, how do you go about charging, or how does a user pay?
It's a per user model, per user per site model.
Okay, and is there an average price that you can say, or is it?
Yeah,
depends?
it really depends on the organizational scenario, but we're looking at 50% cost savings over what they would spend
Wow.
on organizational security as they have it now. And we're saying that we're going to give complete blanket security that is consistent rather than really good security for larger sites and some assumption of risks for smaller or home user or even traveling users.
And how long have you been doing this now, your company?
3 years.
What's the biggest threat you've seen growing in the last 6 months to a year?
Well, there's all types of different threats. The biggest challenge that exists out there is lack of visibility. So yes, there is the conflickers and there's the Stux and all of those tools that everybody hears about. But the biggest challenge out there and the biggest threat out there is lack of visibility, lack of security, and the assumption of risk, because security is either too expensive or too complex.
Excellent. So what's next for your company? What can we expect?
Expect more of the same. We focus on delivering value. We are going to grow into the European market and into the Asia Pacific market. And we really want to enhance our services in the United States with supplemental in the cloud services like CloudServe, which is load balancing in the cloud, and CloudWire, which is wireless networking that is delivered in the cloud.
That's great. Well, thanks for being on the program, and good luck.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you.